In other words, I am currently very happy with how things are going, with how my life is going, with how my mental health is going. And things are kind of looking up, finally. I mean, there's still a lot of messes going on and everything. Lots of uncertainty still in certain areas that I'm not really talking about yet. But I think, overall, things are getting better. And that makes me so happy. And I just really hope that this, is going to be a good year and things stop being a complete mess, Like I can get my life together and feel a bit more like an adult, maybe. A lot of times, I really don't. Like, not just... Like, for example, sometimes I see, like... For example, a nice art post by someone, and then I look at their profile, and it, like, says they're, like, 18, 19, and I think, oh, they're, like, my age, and then they're, like, 5 years younger than me. Oh, God. I'm so talented already, but, I try to keep in mind people focus on different skills in different phases, times of life. And for me, well, I spent most of my youth gaming. I've developed good keyboard skills, I guess. Hey, I can type fast. Yay! But at the same time, maybe I didn't make the most out of my young years. But hey, I was depressed, and I don't think you necessarily have to figure out everything at that age. Like, how many kids are, like, sort of forced into certain things, like, oh, you need to enjoy football, go join the football club, and then they spend doing that all their youth, and then suddenly in their 20s they're like, I don't actually like this, I don't know what I actually like, because I never had a chance to figure that out. It's okay to use your 20s, your 30s, heck, your 80s to develop yourself, to see what you enjoy doing. And, of course, when you start something, chances are very, very likely that your end results of whatever you're doing, whether that's your tennis score, your paintings, or your ability to take care of plants, is going to look very different to someone who has been doing the same thing for many years and has, learned through trial and error. In my mind, it's still sometimes hard to really accept the fact that trial and error is bound to exist. I'm getting a lot better at accepting it, but for me it's still easier to tell it to others, like, of course you're not going to be perfect at everything right away, but I have to be perfect at everything right away, everything else is unacceptable. I'm slowly getting there. I hope I'm really going to reach a point where I'm fine with it, but who knows when and if we're going to reach that point. But at least for the way my mindset is currently, 2 blank trees next to each other, I'm happy with the way things are right now. Oh, this is so cute, like so many rivers going around here, like, oh, so cute. Where does this one really come from? Oh, so much salt. And I think one thing that has really helped me with my mental health lately too is I've stopped really interacting with negative social media. Like, yes, I still sort of stay up to date with whatever shenanigans the Americans are up to these days. Just because, it feels like that can very much globally impact everyone. But, I've calmed down on reading random troll posts and stuff like that. Like, people that are just there to spread hate. I try to not really engage with that anymore. And I think switching from Twitter to Blue Sky has helped with that. Like, I haven't been on Twitter in quite some time because I I am not a fan of the person that has ruined the company. And the things the person that has ruined the company has done lately, like as someone who lives in Germany and is very aware of their home country's history, there have been some actions that you do not do. Maybe that's just something that you're more aware of when you grow up in the country that has done those things, and you literally learn about it in school, and you know, you're very aware of absolutely, I don't want to swear too much, but very, very awful things that shall hopefully never happen again, but we'll see about that with the current state of the world. Like the action, the meaning, the history behind a certain gesture there, you don't fucking do that. Like, no. And it's just the fact that since then more and more videos have been surfacing of individuals, like political individuals, doing the same thing. It makes me very depressed. And you know, in phases like that, if I see too much of that on social media, then yes, I just stop being on Reddit for the day. Or if I do go on Reddit, then I just visit like the niche subreddits that, you know, have like cute art and other interests, and not just depressive things about the world, because it's not good for your mental health to constantly see the world burning around you, sometimes quite literally. And at least for me, it's very helpful to just sometimes not interact with that. Okay, time to sit up. Big serious conversation is over. I think we're gonna focus on more of the positive things, because that's also something that, you know, I always try to have in this let's play. Like, I know people use this to fall asleep, to, you know, have on in the background while they're doing other things, while they're gaming, while they're drawing, while they're doing homework, while they're doing whatever, you know. And I don't want to necessarily bring bad vibes to the table there. I can imagine you're almost half asleep. You know, you're being in a happy dreamland paradise. There's another shield. And then I start talking about US politics. Like, oh, you're bound to get some nightmares. I'm sorry. Oh. Yeah, so, there's that. I just try to, you know, have this be more of like a little happy thing that potentially could maybe even distract you from whatever is going on in life. Doesn't even necessarily have to be the state of the world. It could just be you got groceries and it was very annoying. And you just need a moment to get your brain away from the state of being annoyed by people have no spatial awareness. To be fair, it's not just necessarily other people. Like, I was getting groceries from her parents a while ago, and there was like this card of new products to put away, or like old cardboard boxes or something, I don't fully know. So a lot of the aisle was blocked, but still like enough for 2 carts to fit through. My parents just sort of left their trolley like the middle of the path, and I was just like, parents! So, you know, that was a very tiny shield. I mean, to be fair, I think it's like still a wee cherry blossom. Whoop, whoop. Okay, yeah, the shield is sort of going like this, it seems. Which is okay, which is totally alright. Otherwise, I'd just be collecting coal for like way too long. That's soapstone. Okay, I thought that was marble again. I thought it before. I think I put it into the marble backpack, actually. Wait, flowers are all... okay. Flowers too. That does not belong in there. I think maybe that stayed in from... either it stayed in from our last travel journey. I don't think I've gotten the farm since then anyway. Or... I meant to put it into this backpack, but I accidentally clicked on that, and since we only had possibly one item to put away, it just landed in there. Questions over questions. Get some of these. These are very cute, very, very useful for decorating. Please. Yeah. I don't know. I keep saying that life is like going well, and like maybe I just keep repeating it because it's still kind of crazy to me, especially because in Life in the Woods, especially while traveling, I just used to talk about how, you know, messy things are, like how things are just not going the way they should, and now they are. And like, what? And I just really hope for everyone watching that either things are already going well for you, or that they are very, very soon going to improve, because it is so nice to sort of have your life together. Still far away from, like, you know, really being like, okay, I am 23 years old, I am an adult, I'm doing adult things, I have my life under control. Like, no, that's still quite a bit away, but I'm getting there. And, you know, you're not really gonna get there randomly overnight, probably. So I'm also very happy that I'm accepting that part of it too. Like, okay, I'm slowly getting there. I'm getting good habits into my daily life. I'm approaching all these scary things, like getting my wisdom teeth removed, doing a sleep study to see what the heck is wrong with me there. You know, I do want to get tested for ADHD too. But maybe at the same time, if I really get my life together, then maybe I don't have to take that risk. Maybe I'll just be fine with having a good routine and not getting yet another diagnosis. I don't know, I have to see about that. I found a nice place. Thing is, it is a little bit expensive. So at the same time, it's like, I don't want to end up spending money on either getting a scary diagnosis that, yes, could be helpful, but or potentially getting a diagnosis that is not a diagnosis because maybe I don't have ADHD. Maybe it is really just very intense autism. Maybe that's all that I have, which would be very much fine with me. Like, trust me, I have enough other things going on that if we don't add ADHD to the list, I'll be fine. But of course, sometimes, while my life was a lot more messier, to be fair, I did have moments of like, okay, maybe it's ADHD. Maybe if I get on medication for that, then I'll have my life under control. Maybe it's not my fault. Maybe I just have another undiagnosed thing, you know? Could, of course, be the case, but not guaranteed. And don't push me away from where I want to go. Thank you. So that's still like something a little bit scary, but it is something that I would like to do this year, hopefully. We'll see how it's really gonna go, but considering I'm already tackling a lot of other scary things, I think, you know, there's good chances for it happening. Really? Those two. Hey, more leftovers. And it appears that it really is boat time again. And we still have a little bit until the recording session is over. So let's do this. Maybe we'll find a northern island, who knows? Okay, what is some other interesting stuff to mention? I'm still in a reading slump, but I am like so incredibly close to picking up a book. It's just right now, I still have 2 books that I'm reading. One book that I started reading in January 2024. That is The Drawing of the Three by Stephen King. I do like it. It's not like I don't like it, it's just sometimes if I'm reading like a longer Stephen King book, I just end up in a reading slump. Which is weird, because he's one of my favorite authors. And then I'm reading a manga, which technically, you know, if I just sit down with that thing for an hour, I could finish it. And then I'd feel really good for finishing my first book of the year. But I kind of want to start with something else, like something that I know is really going to pull me in. Because I don't think the manga is going to do that. And I feel like if I keep reading The Drawing of the Three, I don't fully know what was going on there right now. So, you know, maybe I have to first of all get back into it really, which I don't know if that would take away from my will to read. You know, maybe having to maybe go a couple pages back and all that would be too annoying and then I don't want to read anymore. I don't know. I don't want to risk that necessarily. So I kind of want to grab one of my way too many unread books, like one that's really gonna get me hooked. I do have a couple in mind that could do that, but at the same time I am a little bit overwhelmed because I do have over 100 unread books. I am still sort of on a book buying ban. I bought one book for my birthday that actually arrived that I can pick up. I just have to go to the bookstore. I'm very excited for that. I ordered Bag of Bones by Stephen King. There again, Stephen King. I do like the guy. It's just like, for example, when I was reading The Stand, I kind of got into a reading slump. And then one of the other longer ones too, I think. Oh god, which one was it? Oh god. The guy that was in a coma for so long. How did I forget the name of that one? Do I have to look at my Instagram story? Because I remember I posted about it in my book highlights. I think it's that with a Z. Z. Oh, I'm so wonderful German. Oh, we can already see. Okay, let me do this here real quick. First of all, I am gonna mute my phone. I'm gonna already break the bed. We're gonna put that away. We're gonna grab a new burger. Then we're... Yes, I'm just using one hand right now, pretty much. Okay, there's my books highlight. I'm gonna use the browse feature. I was on quite a big Stephen King grind a while ago. I was just reading a bunch of his books. The Dead Zone! But no, I was actively reading with that one. Which one was it? Did it already include The Drawing of the Three in that? I'm not sure. Maybe there's another one. Oh, actually, Needful Things. Needful Things. I think I read it somewhat quickly still, but I think that one also took me a little bit, I believe. But yeah, in case you're wondering, I do want to read all of Stephen King's books at some point. Kind of one of my life goals. And I have a separate checklist for that in my reading tracker. Like, not reading tracker, reading journal. The sad thing is, since I haven't read a book this year yet, I haven't set up my reading journal for this year. I want to do it soon. Like I said, I can feel myself having the urge to read again. So, you know, I need to do that. The thing is, I want to record it. For that, I need the other desk. That is my boyfriend's desk. And as of lately, when he's out and about, I've been using the time to record live in the woods to make sure that, you know, everything is really okay here. So, I haven't had time to set everything up for one of those. But I actually... I also need to record the April bullet journal setup soon, because I've been not very on time with those lately, and I want to be on time with the April setup. That would make me very, very happy. Technically, I need to do that over the next couple of days. I guess it could still... It would be a close call. Let me actually, you know, I already have my phone. Oh, there was a village. You know, there, hello. There. It's blacksmith! God damn it! The atlas would have also shown the blacksmith. What was I trying to say? Oh, I wanted to check here. Let me already use my phone. That's the 30th. That would be kind of close one for recording it, and then I would have to edit it on the 31st, and then to upload it on the 1st. Kind of close call there. Could be possible, because I know next Sunday the boyfriend should be out and about again. Hey, I have to see about that. But if I do that, then I could maybe also film the reading journal setup right when I do that, because then I already have all, like, you know, I have the tripod, I have the soft boxes, I have the space. Just then, you know, if I have to be so worried about time for the bullet journal setup, it's kind of sucks. I then, instead of using the time to already record like the voiceover or start editing and all that, I'd be using that time to record another journal setup. You know, not ideal, but maybe that is what has to happen. I'll think about that over the next couple of days. I mean, I still have time, which is good. Okay, let's grab this already. What do we have here? More iron things that we're never gonna use, and some ash and thorns, and maybe some flippers. Less than expected. Oh, I forgot the bread. How could I forget the bread? Oh no. The most precious thing you can get out of that. To be fair, the bread is useful for cooking. Actually, I should just do this. You're not a duck. Get out of the water. It's too cold for you, probably. So, I do all of this, you know. I remembered it right now. We haven't gotten that much clay yet. And we always need it. So, you know, doesn't hurt to stop for that. I'm gonna grab another burger already. You can just stay underwater. It's not a problem. Then we're gonna try and get to the other side of the ocean. That looks trippy. Weird little mountain. God, my foot is itching. God, this is uncomfortable. You know, like those spots when you try to scratch it with your other foot that kind of start tickling? Like, am I the only one who can tickle themselves by trying to scratch their feet? Oh, the questions of life. The questions of life in the woods. Ah, wonderful. I'm tired. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna make microwave fries because I do feel snackish. I know it's not good to eat before bed. Ideally, I wouldn't do that, but it's not like I'm gonna be able to fall asleep right away anyway. Because in my mind, I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna wait until the boyfriend gets home, and usually that's very, very late. And it's just not realistic for me to stay up that long, because it is also much, much, much harder for me to fix my sleep schedule afterwards compared to my boyfriend, who is just able to wake up very early after like 3 hours of sleep one day and has the sleep schedule fixed. I cannot do that. It's like, I think that is definitely where you notice that I'm still like depressed after all. Because I think that is my depression going, well, we don't have anything that we need to do today. Like, for example, when we went to the oral surgeon and I had to get up at 6 a.m., I did just that. I was tired, I got like 5 hours of sleep. Not a fan of the whole thing, but I got up. Versus if I just have an alarm for 6 a.m. on a normal day, when I know the only thing that I have to do is like take out the trash. I can still take out the trash at 1 p.m. so I can stay in bed a bit longer. You know, where it's nice and cozy and warm and just comfortable and I can sleep, which is nice. And not go into the cold outside world. To be fair, that's also now getting better because the sun is rising earlier. It's starting to be a bit warmer. So hopefully that's also gonna help me with ideally getting up at a normalish time. Like, no, not 6 a.m. I definitely noticed. I'm not the type of person to get up at 6. But like 7, 8, so I can do a couple of things in the morning and I already have those checked off my to-do list by like 9. And I can feel really good. Like, oh, I already made my bed and like, I don't know, put away some clutter. Wow, I'm productive. You know, like that just... I know, I could do the same amount of things if I get up at like 1 p.m. to be very extreme. But if you check those things off your to-do list at 3 p.m, it doesn't quite hit the same. I don't know what it is about getting up early, but there is something about it. Oh, another shield! And another yawn! Wow! The 23-year-old is being overwhelmed by being awake at 11:15. Hey, can I please? I wanna... This is so gonna rush away from us. This game is running so smoothly. I don't know what I did to deserve this nice treatment. Also, every time... I mean, this is now the 3rd recording session since fixing everything. Every time I'm still like, okay, I just hope that, you know, the next time I'm loading in, everything is still fine and nothing's broken. Because what if I like start uploading these, but then the next time it's broken again? It's like constantly, I have this fear, but April 1st. April 1st. That's the day. The day that I have hopes for. Why is all that sold in such annoying places? Oh, pretty flowers. Oops. Well, now we also have that small white one. Sure thing. God, my back is itching. Eh. Ah. Okay. Whew. Oh, that was a good scratch. Whew. Also, my back pain that I had for a while, it is definitely gone. I mentioned before in like the last recording session, I think, that it was getting better, and I believed it was basically gone, but it was basically gone before and then it came back. So I was still being a bit careful with that, but it is gone. It is actually gone. Wonderful. Love that. Very, very happy about that. Like, back pain is... Nah, it's just not fun. In general, pain, not fun. Would not recommend. Wow, who believes that? You don't recommend pain? Wow, crazy statement in your silly Minecraft Let's Play? Oh, wait, nah. Well, it probably has to go in that one. Yeah, it has to go in that one. Yellow flag. Okay. Who's waving these flags? I mean, yellow is still better than a red flag, I guess. Was that the cotton candy one? Okay, just ribbon candy. I am sorry, I'm sorry. But yeah, we are reaching the end of the recording session. We're just gonna get to the other side of this. Oh god. Oh, the sleepiness is hitting. So yeah, thank you guys for being here. or listening to my little TED talks about life and all that. I hope you have a nice day or night, whatever time it is where you are. Stay hydrated, stay happy, keep a good posture, maybe stretch, you know, maybe go for a little walk if it's possible, because especially now in like early spring, it can be very nice, like just feeling the sunlight on your skin. Pretty nice. Maybe that hits more when you've reached your 20s. Maybe the teens aren't fully going to get this one. I'm sorry, I've been there before too. One day you'll get it, and then you'll enjoy your walks and be sad that your leg hurts and you can't go on a walk. Either way, thank you for being here. I love you. And yeah, goodbye.